You know, one of my favorite people, it did horoscopes for many, many. Walter Mercado was the man for us
Yeah.
growing up. What was your experience with him, and what do you think of his exuberance?
First of all, I didn't know who Walter Mercado was, sadly, until after he had passed away. I had seen that documentary on Netflix about him, and I got to tell you, for me, it was amazing. It was amazing about the way that he touched and changed so many people's lives through just connecting with the energies. And I'm hoping that one day I leave a legacy behind like he did.
With mucho, mucho, mucho amor.
Mucho, mucho, mucho more. Amen. Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your history. Like, how did you come across your skill set? Was it like one day as a kid you knew something, or was it over time you tapped into it?
So what was so amazing is that growing up as a child, I could see and hear and feel the departed. But being so young, I had no idea what it was. I had no idea that I was a psychic or that I was a medium. I literally just thought that house was haunted or where I was going was haunted. I didn't realize that this was something that only I could see and sense and feel. So for years, I had pushed this away. For years, I did everything that I could to just live a normal life. And it wasn't until later on in life that I actually re-pursued this and knew that it was a way, or understood that it was a way that I could help people to heal.
Mm. I mean, it must have been scary as a young person, like seeing things that weren't there. Where did you get the courage to actually share with an adult that, hey, I see something that maybe you're not seeing?
Well, I would sense it and feel it, and I would talk about it. Being younger, that's the reason why I shut it out, is that when I first went to school and I would talk about some of the things that I was sensing and feeling, I would share it with the kids, and the kids would tell their parents and tell the teacher. And I was constantly getting in trouble because people were saying, oh, no, that's not real. Oh, no, it's just his imagination. And I remember fighting with the teachers, fighting with the kids' parents, saying, no, no, I really see this. No, it's really there. And as much as I would get upset, they would get upset. So I stopped talking about this for years and years. It wasn't until I was much older and, I was actually out of high school that I went to see a medium myself. And at that moment, I realized that this was a wonderful and amazing gift that I didn't have to hide away from people, that I could use to change the world, and that I could use to help people to heal by hearing messages from those they love and miss.
It's always right. It always takes someone to know someone. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you meet that person that can see that gift inside of you, that can actually give it words, that really changes your whole life.
Yeah, well, for me, I think that it really showed me that it was a gift, right? For years, I had feared this. For years, I didn't realize that I could use this. I just thought that it was something that was, a little bit of a curse. And it wasn't until I saw that person and saw that, there was actually a path that I could take and use this to help people, that I said, you know what? This is amazing. I got to learn as much about this as I possibly could. So I did exactly that. I learned as much about my gift and skill set as I could. And from there, I also learned that I could use this to show people that there's life after death, to show them that their loved ones are still with them, and so much more.
In this day and age, celebrity stardom with your skill set goes a long way. You're no longer on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, so to speak. Who is the person that you fanboyed the most?
Oh my God. That's a really good question. I think the one person that I really, really, really was like shocked over to give a reading to was Donnie Wahlberg. I think it's still to this day, I can't believe that, I read for him, because he is just a household name here in New England. He's someone that my grandfather absolutely loves. My grandfather always had Blue Bloods on the television. And to find out that one day that he wanted a reading from me, I was like, actually, he didn't want a reading from me. His wife, Jenny McCarthy, made him get a reading from me. I was just like blown away. Like, I was like, I can't believe that I'm reading Donnie Wahlberg right now. And I still can't believe he's on my client list, to be honest with you, after all these years.
People come with you with skepticism, but yet they come back to you again and again, like you said. Uh, how is that? How is that moment when you win them over, or do you see it in their eyes where it clicks for them?
Well, I don't think it just clicks for them. I think it clicks for everybody. There's always that level of skepticism that everybody has, and I expect that. And I want that, because I don't want people to just take my word for it. You know, and I challenge myself with my gift all the time. I always ask for information that nobody else would know. I always try to bring up information that, you know, you can't Google or look up or possibly know, to really show people that, hey, look, this is truly, you know, a message from your loved one. And what I can tell you is this, is that for me, when you take a skeptic and you turn them into a believer, it's not just about believing in me, it's about believing in something more. So many people believe that when you close your eyes, all you see is darkness, all you see is black, that there is no afterlife, there is no other side. And that, to me, is freaking petrifying. I couldn't do what I do. I couldn't be the happy person that I am without living my life like this every day, without knowing that there's another side, without knowing that there's an afterlife, without knowing that there's a way for us to see our loved ones again. And that's what I want to prove to people. I want to show people that life is hard, it's difficult, but you're not going through it alone. And if you're in grief or if you're in pain, there's someone that you love that's there and watching over you.
Now, I'm big on self-care and therapy and all that good stuff. What do you do to unwind, to click it off? Because it will follow you into the bathroom. So how,
It does.
so what do you do to protect your energy?
You know, that's a really good question. So first of all, I pray, I meditate, but also at the same time, I have certain moments in my life where I just unwind. So there's a week out of every month that I take where the dead are not allowed to talk to me. I have, you know, certain safe havens and certain spaces that I set up where, you know, you have to turn off. You have to turn off and recharge the battery, or else it's going to go dead. So it's tough. It's tough to find that time, but you got to make time.
Now, we all have mentors in the game. We all have people we look up to, not necessarily in our own field, right? Because sometimes, you know, you're in your field and there's not really many mentors out there. But who is someone that you go to seek advice and some guidance from? Dead or alive? Dead or alive?
You know, that's a good question. It really is my mom. You know, my mom is one that when I'm really stressed, or like if there's really things that like I feel overwhelmed, I always go back to my mom. My mom has always given me the best advice. She's always believed in me, even when other people don't see it or other people don't believe. And, you know, in my dreams or what I'm putting out there. And my mom has always been that person to me. And she still is that person. And I wouldn't be where I am or using my gifts in this way without her.
You're doing these live events, right? You're all across the country and everybody wants a piece of you, but not everyone, you know, has the dead or a relative or friend show up at that moment. How do you recommend these people to calm down their expectations when they go out there and just know that this is a natural event?
Well, I don't think it's all calming down your expectations, right? I think that the thing is that what I've learned is that I'm not going to make it up. So either your loved one comes through or they don't. And the thing is that not every soul comes through and speaks to a medium. And I'd be lying if I said that I could just call up whoever you want on the telephone and speak to them. The thing is that for souls to come through, there has to be a message that's there. There has to be a reason on why they come through. And, you know, sometimes souls don't come through if you're in a bad place, if you're hurting, if you're going through too much grief, if you're going through too much pain, and a message isn't going to help you. It's going to hinder that healing process. Your loved ones might wait. But sometimes it's actually people set their expectations too low. For example, sometimes people won't come to an event because they're like, oh, there's no way I'll get a message. Or they might say to themselves, I don't think I'm ready. And what I tell people is that it's so important to be there. It's so important that you come, because when you come, you allow yourself to be open to the messages and the energy that's around you. And also at the same time, if there's a message that's there, your loved one will find a way to reach you.
Look for him everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrity psychic medium Matt Fraser, New England's own.
Well, listen, I'm going to be back in New England. I'm doing psychic readings in Springfield, Massachusetts at MGM. I'm not sure if that's near you, but I'll be there this weekend. And if people are coming, I want them to know that there's only a few seats left in the back. But here's the catch. It doesn't matter where you sit. I don't care if you're sitting way in the front or way in the back. If there's a message from your loved one, I will get it to you. I'm going to be all around the room, so don't let that stop you from coming and attending.
MGM is right up the street from me. You might see me out there, Matt. So thank you so much for your time, and continue blessings and success in your journey.
Thank you. It's great being here with you.